You are chosen. Hear that and carry it into the quiet places of your heart. Not until it becomes a fire that will not be put out. There are seasons that come like a wind that rearranges everything, unseen at first, then unmistakable. We stand on the edge of such a season. There is an urgency that is not panic, but a holy intensity, a summons that moves through the marrow of the faithful and stirs a response. If this word finds you, it is because you were not sent here by chance. There is a purpose written on your life that will not be erased by distraction, fear, or the noise of the world. Before October 6th of 2025, there are things to be settled in your soul and in your days. There are small deeds that will become the hinge of your future. There are choices that will widen the road before you or close it behind you. Do not treat this like another message to skim and forget. Let it sit in your hands like a key. Carry it into the rooms where you decide and act. Begin by facing the quiet truths. You are not perfect, and that is not the point. The chosen are not flawless. They are determined. You have faults, fears, habits that have crept in like vines around a fence. They must be seen and tended. Repentance is not a burden. It is a clearing. It is the act of pulling up the weeds so that what has been planted can breathe and grow. Confession is not humiliation. It is oxygen for the soul. When you name what you have tolerated, anger that nests, bitterness fed like a secret ember, pride that cloaks itself as confidence, you offer those things to the light. When you do this, power moves because there is no longer a divided inner court where shadow and truth compete. Make room in your life for a deliberate turning away from the small altars you have built. To convenience, to the taste of ease, to the flimsy gods of approval. Lay them down and watch how the ground becomes ready. Courage will be required. Courage is misunderstood by many as the absence of fear. It is not. Courage is the ability to proceed when fear is present. It is a muscle that grows with use. You will not be called to bravery, only on the big days. Most of the world-changing leaps are the accumulation of many small yeses. Obey the small things. If there is a kindness to show, show it. If there is a word to speak that costs you reputation, speak it. If there is a reconciliation to pursue, pursue it. The small acts of obedience are the drumbeat that prepares an army. They are the steady planks under a bridge that will carry you into new territory. Guard your mind with fierce tenderness. We live in an age of voices, and not all voices are for you. Some will scream, some will whisper, and many will try to seduce your focus with 1,000 bright distractions. Build a sanctuary in your thinking. Feed your mind with truth that has been tested by time. Read what steadies you. Pray with words that steady you. Do not let anxiety or rumor hijack your decisions. When the world insists on shouting, create a private room of calm where you weigh and choose. The chosen mind does not flit from impulse to impulse. It considers, discerns, and decides. Choose your companions with holy care. The highway of destiny is often traveled in a caravan. The people who walk with you will sharpen or dull you. Seek those who speak courage into your life, not those who congratulate your fears. Seek those who will call you to a harder obedience, not those who applaud your small comforts. It is not wrong to outgrow friendships that keep you small. Seasons change. Alliances that sheltered you in one season may be chains in another. Find fellow travelers who carry vision, who are honest, who pray, who work, who risk. Create a covenant circle, a small band of 2, 3, or 5, who will hold you accountable, who will speak truth in love, and who will stand when you are weak. You know, time is the currency of destiny. The hours you waste today are the opportunities you will grieve tomorrow. Steward your time like a treasure. Make a covenant with your calendar. If necessary, cut out the noise. Cancel what undermines you. Rise early if you must. Keep late vigils if needed. Create sacred margin to listen, to dream, to plan, to repent. The chosen steward treats time as sacred because history is shaped by the faithful use of moments. What you do with an ordinary hour can determine the arc of a lifetime. There will be tests, there will be delays, there will be voices that call your vigilance paranoia or pride. Do not be swayed. Not everyone who criticizes you is an enemy, and not every compliment is a passport to ease. When the hour comes, you will be grateful for the discipline you kept in seasons of quiet. Pressure precedes breakthrough. When things tighten and doors seem to close, do not be surprised. Diamonds are formed under pressure. When the devil narrows the pathway, remember that narrowing is often a sign that greatness is being refined. Ask, what are you forming in me now? The very question moves the heart. From complaint to learning. You do not confuse busyness with fruitfulness. The world can fill hours with noise and call it progress. Real fruit is measured by depth, by lives changed, by the seeds planted that will grow beyond your lifetime. Evaluate your work by eternity, not by applause. The enemy can make you busy to keep you from the work that matters. Stop, measure, and ask, what bears lasting fruit? That should be where your energy flows. You will face moments of dim light when doors do not open as you expected, when the thing you hoped for is delayed, when a friend turns away. Understand this, delay is not denial. Delay can be preparation, and preparation is sometimes the most merciful of all things. The seam of delay is where the new garment is sewn. The night is often the place of hidden work that dawn will praise openly. When discouragement whispers that the end has come, answer that your story is not told by one chapter. Hold fast. Tighten your grip on what you know to be true. When you persist, grace has room to move. Make practical preparations. Faith expects miracles, but also honors wisdom. Steward your finances with intention. Give when you can. Save when you must. Plan with counsel. The miraculous often arrives to those who have acted with prudence. Provision and strategy walk together. Throw yourself on the mercy of divine encounter, but also plant rows and water them. Practical planning is not contrary to faith. It is an expression of it. Let humility temper your boldness. The voice that calls you to stand will also invite you to bow. Pride will disguise itself as confidence and will make you deaf to correction. Be bold in truth and humble in posture. A leader is not one who demands to be served, but one who bears burdens and tends wounds. If you are a leader, be patient with the slow, tender with the broken, disciplined with the gifted. Steward the people in your care, not as property, but as souls entrusted to your hands. Lead with a heart that knows the task is greater than your name. There will be encounters, moments when the ordinary bends and something unordinary touches your life. Expect them. Keep a posture of in the quiet, listen for the whisper that puts a word in your mouth or a key in your hand. Expect provision that arrives through unlikely doors. Expect timely words that change the trajectory of relationships and opportunities. Live like one who expects surprises because expectation opens the hands of wonder. Forgive. Make peace with the past. Unforgiveness is a weight that drags the soul into smallness. When you refuse to forgive, you build a prison around your future. Forgiveness does not erase the wrong. It releases you from its shackle. Forgive those who have harmed you. Forgive yourself. Let the river of grace run through the broken places so that life can flow. It is not a soft thing to forgive. It is an act of strength that clears the path for what is to come. Write your covenant. Put ink to paper. Name what you are saying yes to. Articulate the dreams that have been placed inside you and the sacrifices you are willing to make. There is power in the written vow. When the enemy whispers that you are nothing, hold up your page and remember who you vowed to be. Declare your intentions and then live into them. A spoken vow forms a structure in your life. The act of writing brings clarity and shapes your resolve. Act daily. Choose one faithful act and do it every day. A word of reconciliation, a call made, a chapter read, a practice of prayer. Consistency is the engine of transformation. Great movements are built out of unglamorous repetition. When you commit to the small acts and keep them, you are building momentum that will carry you through impossible stretches. Risk will be required. Do not fear the loss of reputation more than the loss of obedience. Many never step because they are afraid of what might be said about them. The chosen pay the price of courage. Be willing to risk comfort, routine, convenience. For the sake of what cannot be lived without, the most tragic losses are the chances not taken. Risk often demands that you step into what seems beyond you. There, growth happens, and with growth comes new responsibility. Be honest. Let integrity define you. There is an economy in truth. A life that can be trusted will attract support, allies, and open doors. Hypocrisy corrodes like rust. Speak truth to power when needed, and speak truth to yourself when required. Honesty will sever illusions and prepare you for real influence. Tenderness will grow in you through sorrow. Do not resent sorrow. Let it teach you compassion. The wounds you carry can become places where others find mercy. When you allow your pain to refine rather than harden you, your heart becomes a well from which others can drink. Sorrow is not a state to avoid at all costs. It can be the soil where compassion and strength emerge. Pray with focus. Vague prayers produce vague results. Name your petitions. Use clarity when you ask. Ask for specific help. If you need an answer by a date, pray that way. Precision in prayer is not bargaining. It is aligning your will with the promise you perceive. Pray for clarity, for courage, for doors to open, for enemies to be turned. Pray for the hearts of those you love. Pray for your city, your family, your mission. Prayer prepares the soil for miracles. Do not let the spirit of compromise creep in under the banner of practicality. Compromise is often gentle at first, a concession here, a convenience there, until you wake and your life no longer resembles the calling you once recognized. Be flexible in methods, but steadfast in mission. Hold the line on what matters. The small concessions will set the culture of your life. Keep the big things sacred. Create margin for rest. Rest is strategy, not surrender. The exhausted soul cannot steward revelation. Take time to breathe, to sleep without guilt, to retreat and recover. Sabbath your heart. In rest, your strength will be renewed and your vision clarified. You cannot run a long season without replenishment. Protect your rhythms as you would protect a fragile vase. Make peace with relationships you cannot change. Love people where they are, but do not allow toxic patterns to dictate your future. Some will walk with you for a season, others for a lifetime, and some only for a lesson. Release what you cannot fix and invest in what you can grow. Bless those who leave and steward well those who remain. Expect tests of loyalty. When the hour comes, you will see what runs deep in your soul. Will you hold to the truth when it costs you? Will you stand when it is easier to bow? Each test is an invitation to reveal what you truly value. Choose well. Your small decisions will prove who you are. Look outward. The chosen do not live for themselves alone. They serve, they lift the broken, feed the hungry, bring words to the forgotten. Service is the instrument by which the heart enlarges. In the practice of mercy, you will find your destiny expanding. Give time, give money, give presents. The world remembers those who stoop to help. Prepare for the unexpected. The path of call is strewn with surprises, some sweet, some bitter. Keep your eyes open and your hands ready. The moment you think you have arrived, life will move you to the next place. Humility and readiness must be companions. When a door opens, step through quickly and with gratitude. Declare the promises you sense in your spirit. Words align. Speak audaciously about who you will be and what you will do. Declarations are not spells. They are alignments that focus your tenacity. Speak in the present tense as if you already inhabit the life toward which you are marching. This trains your heart and readies your feet. Keep short accounts with people. Unresolved offenses fester and steal your joy. When wrongs are done, seek the courage to make repair. When you have wronged, make restitution when possible. A clean conscience is a powerful thing. It frees you to run without the weight of secret debts. Invest in legacy. Ask what kind of story you want to leave. Plant things that outlast you. Teach, disciple, mentor. Invest in people, not only projects. The fruit that endures is found in the lives shaped by your hands and words. Think a generation ahead and live in ways that bless beyond your lifetime. Now, remember that the greatest moments of faith are often quiet. The loudest ceremonies are not always the truest movements. Your private faithfulness is the foundation for public impact. Keep the inner room sacred. Pray there. Weep there. Rejoice there. In the secret place, you will be girded for the open field. When fear comes, ask it what it wants. Often fear names what you value most. Let it inform you, but not imprison you. Turn fear into fuel by taking the next courageous step it would deny you. Action is the most effective antidote to paralysis. To those who are weary, rest and then rise. To those who are fearful, act in small obedience and build courage. To the discouraged, remember that delay is not denial. To the proud, bow and then stand again. To the humble, keep going. To the leaders, shepherd gently and wisely. There are 3 things to do now in a way that is practical and faithful. Fast and pray with intention. Clear the clutter that blunts your sensitivity. Put aside what consumes your attention without giving fruit. Fast from the appetite that steals your watchfulness and use the quiet to listen for guidance. Write a covenant. Make it tangible on paper. Name your commitments and the sacrifices you will offer. Ink transforms intention into accountability. Then live into that covenant with a daily act of faith. That small, repeatable obedience that will shape your character. Turn your faith toward community. Do not go alone. Find those who will stand with you, who will call you to the truth, who will carry you when you cannot stand. Form a covenant circle that prays, that confesses, that challenges, that celebrates. There is no victory without allies. Before October 6th of 2025, let there be a settling. Let there be decisions made, reconciliations pursued, vows written, courage exercised. This is not a sprint of anxiety. It is a season of sacred preparation. When the moment of turning arrives, you will be glad you did the work in the quiet places. Stand in the light and declare, I will be ready. Speak it until it echoes in your bones. Let that declaration sculpt your days, your words, your actions. When the trumpet of opportunity blows, move without hesitation. When provision comes, steward it with care. When sorrow enters, allow it to teach you tenderness. When pressure grows, remember that it is the oven of refinement. You are not abandoned in this. There are hands you do not see. There are hearts standing in the gap for you. There is a plan that outstrips your understanding. Trust it enough to obey what you are called to do. Trust it enough to give away what you fear losing. Trust it enough to forgive. Rise. Shake the dust of complacency from your feet. Walk into the season with an expectant heart and a disciplined life. Carry your lamp into the field. Tend your roots. Keep your eyes on the horizon. Prepare, move, obey. Make your covenant and then live it. Bend toward the courageous acts and let humility temper your boldness. And go now with clarity, courage, and covenant. Be faithful in the small and bold in the necessary. Expect the encounter and steward the provision. Anchor your soul in what is true and let your life become the answer the world needs. Before October 6th, live like one who will be ready. Say it aloud and begin, I will be ready. Think.